The Suns. The Suns were down last night. They got eliminated. They got eliminated from the NBA playoffs. And let's hear what Kevin Durant had to say after the game.
Yeah, it sucked. It was a bad feeling. It was embarrassing. They came out and hit us in the mouth. We couldn't recover. Just didn't make shots. I mean, it was all on me, to be honest. Like I said, I feel like I prepared the right way. I took the shots that I want to take. Sometimes I probably rushed. I rushed a lot of my looks this playoffs, just trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's all going to fall back on me. And so I watched film throughout the summer, watched different actions that I was in throughout the year, and see how I can just keep improving.
Well, Reeta, it's nice to hear Kevin Durant taking accountability, because Devin Booker, on the other hand, did not show up to talk to the media after the loss. He left the arena, and I'm a little surprised by that, actually, from him. And also, I get it, Kevin Durant is the bigger name, but this has been Book's team. You've been here. So for you to leave and to kind of leave Kevin Durant to respond and take on that load, it's on me, it's on me. Well, it's on both of you as leaders of the team, but that didn't sit well with me that he did that.
And not only that, Nat, this is a team that got blown out twice in a game that was an elimination game, 30 points at one point last year as well. And obviously Kevin Durant wasn't there when it happened last year, but Devin Booker was. So this has happened 2 consecutive years in a row, and yet you have nothing to say about it when you've been involved in both big, huge blowout losses. So Where is your accountability? Because KD just got there. And I'm not making excuses for KD. He clearly didn't make any excuses. And he said that anything that he would say would sound like an excuse, which, again, he continued to have accountability and own what happened. However, we're not going to act like KD had been there all season. They hadn't played together all season. So Devin Booker, in the absence of Chris Paul, should absolutely be the one that's speaking about what happened in that game. So for him to lead the way that he did, to me, is cowardice. I'm going to say it. It's cowardice. I mean, this is your team. We just talked to Vince not long ago on this program about how Devin Booker was ascending and how he was becoming a superstar. Well, with superstardom comes with accountability, and you have to own it. And he didn't do that last night, and it's very disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Durant did talk about it being embarrassing, and that halftime lead, it just... 2 years in a row in your own building, you're down 30 points. I mean, look at it right there. Last year, at least it was more than 27 points.
27.
But it's 27-57, 51-81. How are you giving up 81 points in a half?
Yes.
So, the score was basically ended there. Now, last year they had home court, and last year was a Game 7 in their own building, right? This year, it was Game 6 to try to force a Game 7. It'll be interesting to see if, the coach, Monty, if his job is going to be on the line, because that's 2 really bad losses in back-to-back years. But at the same time, he's having to play Kevin Durant crazy minutes. He's having to play Booker crazy minutes. Ayton goes down. Yeah, you look at this, they were reporting last night, this is the 4th time in NBA history a team facing elimination has trailed by 30 points or more at halftime. The Suns have now done it twice in back-to-back seasons, so also only 4 times. They're 2 of the times, and to me, if there's a fall guy, it's probably going to be Monty. But it shouldn't be, because he's only working with the roster that you guys have given him. Maybe last year you can blame that failure on him, but Chris Paul's regular constant injuries, right? And then you have Kevin Durant trading for him and giving up so much of your depth, which really hurt, which is why you had to play your guys so much minutes, and also your defense not working, and DeAndre Ayton going down. I don't know. They say they're going to be shopping Chris Paul in the offseason. There were rumors even before the trade happened that they were going to be shopping Chris Paul. I don't know what the value is going to be for close to 40-year-old point guard who cannot stay healthy in the postseason, and then Nick Young, Swaggy P got in on the post-game reaction. Chris Paul will never win until he says sorry to all the corner dudes he did wrong. The ignorance. There was a lot of commentary after that game. So I don't know where the Suns go from here.
I agree with you in terms of like maybe last year you have to give, Monty was responsible and a good part of that. But this year, I agree with you in terms of this is how the roster is constructed. You gave away a majority of your bench for Kevin Durant. And I understand that Kevin Durant is, going to be one of the top basketball players of all time when he retires. So I understand the logic, but you didn't really think this through because now you got rid of all your good players. So no one can come in and give them rest. On top of that, you're dealing with the fact that KD came in and had an injury. You're dealing with now Chris Paul dealing with an injury. You're dealing with Ayton, who even before the injury, Nat, he was struggling. He wasn't really playing well. I think he played well the previous game, but aside from that, he had been really inconsistent in this series. So I don't know what you can do with that if you're Monty. You have to play your top two players, and they have to play majority of the game because nobody on the bench is going to save you. They have no depth. So They have a lot of soul searching to do this offseason. Chris Paul should be gone. Now, I am with you. I don't know what the value, maybe some pop rocks, maybe some socks. I don't know what a six pack. I mean, I just don't know what the value is going to be for a guy his age who has an injury history. But you got to figure it out. You got to come up with something. And then correct me if I'm wrong, Ayton, they kept him and they matched deals and, kept him on the roster. So I don't know what you do in that regard, but at the very least, you have to find a way to get some depth for this team, or else they're going to continue to do this every year. They're going to run out of gas and they're going to be blown out by 30 points because they have nobody that can help them.
Absolutely. Let's go back and look at those KD stats that we just had up on the screen, because KD, known as a sniper, he's known to be hyper efficient, right? And so you look at him in the years past, right? And the scoring output is the same, around 29 points, right? But then you start to look at like the efficiency. This year from three, right? In this round, 22% from three. Right? Like that means from round one to round two, look at the drop off. That's him being tired.
Yep.
Right? That's legs. That's all these minutes wearing on him and the load he's having to carry. And so, it's really important that they get some depth. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. And you have to wonder after these two failures, the last couple of seasons, how attractive is this team going to still look, right? To free agents, I think it's safe to say, and Kevin Durant is still obviously a top elite talent, but he also may be a little bit on the decline now. And so he also struggles to stay healthy throughout the regular season. So it's just a precarious situation that they're in. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's going to be a fascinating off-season for the Suns for sure.
First of all, you said some really nice things about Kevin Durant, and I'm going to make a video of this, and I'm going to send this to his Twitter so he can unblock you because you said some really nice things and you defended him there. And I just want him to know that you didn't say all bad things about him. So I just want you to know that I'm going to vouch for your unblocking on Twitter very soon. Secondly, you're welcome. But also, I think that you still consider them to be attractive because of Kevin Durant, because of Devin Booker and the way that he has played. I know last night, I feel like it was an anomaly. I just feel like that this is a team that is extremely tired, and there's two guys that are just really tired of carrying the weight of everybody else. But I think that in that regard, if you look at those two guys and you feel like, okay, I can play with the system that they're playing in, I don't think that it's out of the realm that someone would be interested in it. Now, obviously, the West is more saturated, I believe, than what the East is, because now you got the emergence of Sacramento. We have to see if they're going to repeat. And then obviously you got the Warriors, the previous champions. The Lakers have played well, and obviously Denver. But so that regard, you might feel like it's a harder place to play in terms of getting to the finals potentially. But I think that those two guys are still attractive enough where they'll get some looks, but they need to figure it out, because what they have now is essentially not going to work moving forward. And I don't know if that even means, Ayton, as far as that's concerned, even though I don't think that there's anything they can really do about that. But at the very least, you need to find some depth, because I am tired of seeing 30-point blowouts. Tired. I would like to see some competitive basketball in the playoffs. Leave that 30-point stuff for the regular season. I don't want to see that. I want to see competitive basketball when it's playoff time, and that is not playoff worthy as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.